All right, so have you guys heard about this MelodyBox AI? Apparently, it's going to completely revolutionize music.
It's definitely making some waves.
Some are saying it's the future, and others are like, nah, it's all just hype.
Right.
We're going to deep dive into it today
Yeah.
and see what we can figure out.
It's generating a lot of buzz, that's for sure.
For sure.
And the claims are pretty bold.
Yeah, they are.
They're saying that this AI can handle basically every aspect of music creation, from writing lyrics and composing the melodies to producing and mastering the full tracks.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
They are really pushing this idea that it's going to democratize music.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can use it, they say.
Right.
Even if you have zero experience making music, you can create, like, professional quality songs.
And that's one of the most fascinating parts of this whole thing.
Yeah.
What are the implications of a tool that, like, potentially makes music creation accessible to everyone?
Right?
Does it level the playing field, or does it actually, like, create new challenges?
It's a really interesting question, right? Because they're definitely targeting a wide audience with their marketing.
Yeah.
They're talking about YouTubers, businesses, marketers, anyone who needs original music for their content.
Yeah, you can use it to make, like...
They even say you can use it to create viral TikTok sounds.
That's right.
Jingles in seconds.
That's right.
Which, okay, pretty wild if that's true.
It is pretty wild, and it's interesting how they're framing it as a financial opportunity as well.
Yeah.
They highlight stories of people like Sam, who's making a killing on Fiverr, selling songs and voiceovers that he created with MelodyBox AI. And then there's Monica, whose AI-generated songs apparently went viral on TikTok and YouTube.
And that's like the dream, right?
Right.
Everyone wants to be able to create a viral hit from their couch.
Exactly.
But let's be real for a second here.
Yeah.
We got to look at this critically.
We do.
Is this just clever marketing, or is there something more to it?
Yeah, we can't just take their word for it.
Right.
What kind of evidence are they providing to back up these claims?
So one of the things that they highlight is a survey where apparently 82% of listeners could not tell the difference between AI-generated music and studio-produced tracks.
That's a huge claim.
That's a big one.
And it would be interesting to see how that survey was conducted. Like, who were the participants? What kind of music were they listening to? Were they professional musicians or just casual listeners?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
These are the kinds of questions that we need to be asking when we're evaluating this kind of information.
Absolutely.
We need to consider the source, look for any potential biases.
Right. And even if that 82% figure is accurate, it raises even more questions.
It does.
Does the ability to just, like, mimic human-created music mean that AI is truly creative? Or is it just a sophisticated form of imitation?
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I think it has implications too, right?
It does.
If AI can create music that's indistinguishable from human-made music, what does that mean for the value of human creativity and artistry?
That's right.
It's a big one.
It is, and it's important to remember that MelodyBox AI is just one example of a trend that is likely to accelerate.
Right.
We're seeing AI being used in all sorts of creative fields, and music is no exception.
So this isn't just a passive fad.
No.
This is something that's going to have a real impact on the music industry and the way that we create and consume music.
Right, and the bigger picture here is how we adapt to this changing landscape. How do we ensure that human creativity continues to be valued in a world where AI can seemingly do it all?
Right, and to get into the nitty-gritty of what MelodyBox AI actually offers, they describe it as a one-time purchase.
Okay.
With unlimited access, no subscriptions, no hidden costs.
And they really emphasize that it's cloud-based, so you can use it on any device.
Nice.
They even offer a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied.
Okay, so they're really trying to make it sound like a risk-free, user-friendly experience.
They break down the process of using MelodyBox AI into 3 simple steps.
Okay.
First, you enter your idea.
Okay.
It could be a keyword, a phrase, just a general concept for the song that you want.
Gotcha.
Then step 2 is where the AI magic supposedly happens. They say their AI takes your input and instantly generates a complete song, a rap track, or a voiceover.
Wow.
And step 3 is all about using or selling your AI-generated music.
Okay.
They highlight that you get a commercial license, meaning you can sell your creations and keep 100% of the profits.
So the process sounds simple enough, but what about the features? What can this AI actually do?
Well, they claim it can write, rap, and sing in any language. They say it can create viral TikTok sounds and jingles in seconds.
Right.
Produce studio-quality voiceovers without a studio. And generate songs incredibly quickly.
It sounds like they're saying this app can do it all.
It does. It really does.
They even claim their AI can handle professional mixing and mastering. So your tracks will supposedly sound polished and radio-ready.
It's certainly a comprehensive package, at least on paper.
Yeah, it really does sound like it.
It does.
But they also go beyond the features and talk about how they're using MelodyBox AI to, in their words, crush their competitors.
Wow.
They claim it's replaced entire teams of people in their company, and they can now just turn on their AI to get everything done.
It's interesting how they frame it as a competition between AI and humans.
It is interesting. It
Yeah.
kind of plays into this whole, like, robots are taking over narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like a reminder that this technology has real-world implications.
Right.
It's not just like a theoretical discussion anymore.
Right. It's important to remember that there are different perspectives on this.
Yeah.
While some might see AI as a threat, others see it as a tool for collaboration and augmentation.
Totally.
It's not necessarily a zero-sum game.
No, for sure.
Right.
So they're making some big claims, and they're presenting a pretty compelling case. But before we get too carried away, let's take a step back and consider some of the testimonials that they highlight.
Okay.
They focus on two individuals, Sam and Monica, who have supposedly achieved financial success using MelodyBox AI.
And what's interesting here is that they represent two different paths to success.
Uh-huh.
Sam is portrayed as like a service provider using the app to fulfill orders on Fire.
Yeah.
Monica, on the other hand, is shown as capitalizing on viral trends on TikTok and YouTube.
So it's like they're trying to show that there are multiple ways to monetize this technology.
Right.
Whether you want to build a service business or become a viral content creator,
Exactly.
MelodyBox AI can supposedly help you get there.
But of course, we need to consider the source and the potential for bias in these testimonials.
Of course.
Are these just cherry-picked success stories?
Yeah.
Are they representative of the average user experience?
Totally.
These are questions we need to keep in mind.
Absolutely. And we can't just assume that everyone who uses MelodyBox AI is going to achieve the same level of success as Sam and Monica.
Right.
There's probably a lot of factors at play, and their individual skills and efforts likely contributed to their outcomes.
And it's also worth noting that they're both portrayed as having little to no prior experience in music production.
Yeah.
This is clearly a key part of MelodyBox AI's marketing message that anyone can use this tool regardless of their background.
Okay, so we've talked about the claims, the evidence, the features, and the testimonials. We've also touched on some of the bigger questions about AI and creativity.
Right.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think it's important to acknowledge the elephant in the room.
Okay.
The ethical considerations surrounding AI-generated music.
Yes, absolutely.
This is something that's generating a lot of debate and discussion, and it's something that we need to address head on.
Absolutely. This isn't just about the technology itself.
It's about
the potential impact it has on human musicians, the music industry, and our relationship with music as a whole.
Yeah.
We need to be having thoughtful conversations about these issues and thinking critically about the potential benefits and drawbacks of this technology.
And we will be delving deeper into those ethical considerations in the next part of our deep dive.
Awesome.
But for now, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on MelodyBox AI? Are you intrigued, skeptical, concerned? Share your comments below, and we'll continue the conversation in part 2.
Looking forward to it. Welcome back to our deep dive into AI music.
All right, so last time we were talking about MelodyBox AI and all the hype and big claims.
Yeah, we unpacked a lot of it.
But this time, I kind of want to get a little bit more technical.
Okay, I like it.
Less marketing, more nuts and bolts.
More nuts and bolts. All right.
How did this stuff actually work?
Yeah, so less marketing hype, more of the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with you.
But honestly, I'm not a programmer, so
Right.
Can you break it down for someone who doesn't speak AI?
Absolutely. The core concept here is machine learning.
Okay.
So imagine feeding a computer program a massive library of music encompassing all sorts of genres, styles, instruments, you name it.
So it's like sending the AI to music school.
That's a really good way to put it.
But it's super speed.
Yeah.
Absorbing all the theory and history like instantly.
Exactly. It's essentially learning all the rules of music composition from this massive data set and then using that knowledge to create something new.
But how does it go from understanding patterns to actually composing a song? Is it just like randomly putting notes together based on what it's learned?
So it's a bit more sophisticated than that.
Okay.
A common method is to use something called a neural network.
Okay.
Imagine a network of like interconnected nodes, each processing information.
Okay.
Kind of like a simplified model for the human brain.
Brain stuff always makes my head spin a little bit.
Sure, think of it like a flow chart where each decision point, each node, is based on the musical patterns the AI has learned.
Mm-hmm.
If you feed it a sequence of chords, it can predict what melody notes might follow
Okay.
or what drum beat would fit best.
So it's like an incredibly advanced autocomplete, but for music.
You got it. It's constantly making these predictions based on what it's learned.
Okay.
And those predictions get refined as the AI gets more data and feedback.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. It is.
But I remember when we were listening to some of those MelodyBox AI samples, you were saying that some of them sounded, I don't know, a little generic.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that because the AI they're using is based on, like, older technology, or is there something else going on?
It's possible that their AI is using older methods, but there are other factors too.
Okay.
The quality of AI-generated music really depends heavily on the sophistication of the algorithms, the quality and diversity of the training data, and how much human guidance is involved.
So it's not just a case of letting the AI run wild. Humans still play a part in this whole process.
Absolutely. There's a whole spectrum of approaches to AI music generation.
Okay.
Some systems are highly autonomous, while others need a lot of human input and direction.
So can you give me some examples? Like, how do humans and AI actually collaborate in this creative space?
So on one end, you have AI systems that function as compositional tools.
Okay.
Musicians use them to generate ideas, explore new sounds, or even create entire pieces with minimal human intervention.
So it's like having an AI songwriting partner,
That's a great way to put it.
bouncing ideas back and forth, getting inspired.
Exactly. Imagine people becoming writer's block because your AI partner can instantly generate variations on a melody, suggest harmonies, or even compose entire new sections of a song.
That sounds amazing, but also a little intimidating.
It can be a little bit of both.
Is the AI going to take all the credit?
Well, that brings up really interesting questions about authorship and collaboration, which we'll dive into later.
Okay.
But remember, AI can also manipulate and process audio in ways that humans can't,
Okay.
creating sounds that you wouldn't believe.
Like those crazy vocal effects in some electronic music?
Exactly.
Or it sounds like the singer is from another planet?
That's right. That's a great example. AI can make these complex soundscapes,
Right.
twist the timbre of instruments, even generate entirely new sounds.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that's one end of the spectrum. AI is a tool for composing.
All right.
What about when humans have more control, when it's more of a partnership?
In those cases, the AI might act as a smart assistant to a human composer or producer.
Okay.
For example, it could analyze a piece of music and suggest improvements,
Uh-huh.
or automate tasks like mixing and mastering.
So like having an AI audio engineer who never gets tired and always knows the perfect settings?
Exactly. The human is still calling the shots creatively, but the AI streamlines the process and offers expert-level assistance.
This is blowing my mind.
It's pretty wild stuff.
So it's not about AI versus humans.
No.
It's about finding ways for them to work together and push the boundaries of music.
That's right.
But I can't help but think about those who see AI as a threat to, real music
Mm-hmm.
and the livelihoods of human artists.
It's a valid concern. Anytime a new technology disrupts a creative field, there's fear and resistance.
Right.
Think about the introduction of synthesizers.
Uh-huh.
Some saw them as the death of real instruments.
Right.
Now synths are an integral part of countless genres.
So you're saying that AI music could follow a similar path, from being viewed with suspicion to becoming a widely accepted tool?
It's possible.
Okay.
But the key is responsible development and thoughtful integration.
Okay.
We need to have open conversations about the potential impact of AI on the music industry.
Yeah.
And explore ways to ensure that it benefits both artists and listeners.
So how do we navigate this new landscape? What are some concrete steps that we can take to make sure that AI is a force for good in music?
Transparency is crucial.
Okay.
We need to understand how these algorithms work, what data they're trained on,
Right.
what biases they might have.
Right.
Black box AI, where no one knows how it makes decisions, is a recipe for trouble.
Yeah, that's not good.
So open source code and clear explanations of how the AI operates would be a great start.
For sure.
We also need to think about education. The
Mhm.
public needs to understand AI's capabilities, both the good and the bad,
Right.
to critically evaluate AI-generated content
Yeah.
and appreciate the unique value of human creativity.
So no blindly trusting what the AI produces.
Right.
But learning to discern quality and understand where the human touch shines through.
Exactly. And of course, we need to address the economic implications.
Right, this is a big one.
Yeah, if AI takes over tasks traditionally done by human musicians,
Uh-huh.
what happens to their livelihoods?
Yeah.
Perhaps new models for music distribution and compensation are needed.
Like ensuring that musicians get royalties, even when their work is used by an AI to generate new music?
That's one possibility.
Or maybe we need to rethink the whole concept of copyright in this new landscape.
Those are all important questions that we need to be asking.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it comes down to collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
AI developers, musicians, policymakers. Everyone needs to come to the table to ensure that AI in music serves humanity and not the other way around.
Well, this is a lot to digest.
It is. It's a lot to think about.
We've gone from the inner workings of AI to the ethical and economic implications.
That's right.
But one big question remains.
Okay.
What does the future hold for AI music?
Yeah.
Will it become like the dominant form of music creation?
Uh-huh.
Or will it remain a specialized tool?
Right.
And how will it affect our relationship with music itself?
Those are the questions that we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
All right.
Join us next time as we delve into the future of music in the age of AI.
All right, so we've gone deep into this AI music thing, how it works, all the potential, the ethical stuff. A lot to think about.
Yeah, a lot of big questions.
But now I kind of want to look ahead.
Okay, to the future.
Yeah. What does the future hold for music in the age of AI? Are we all going to be listening to, like, AI-composed symphonies while robots shred on stage?
Well, predicting the future is always tricky.
For sure.
But we can look at what's happening now.
Yeah.
Think about how we listen to music these days. Streaming services, personalized playlists, algorithms suggesting new artists.
It's true. I haven't bought an actual CD in ages.
Right, exactly.
My Discover Weekly playlist basically is my new music.
Yeah, technology's already shaping what we hear, how we experience music.
So where does AI music fit into all of this?
Imagine that personalization taken even further.
Okay.
AI writing music specifically for you.
Great.
Based on your mood, what you're doing, even like your biometrics.
Biometrics, that's kind of wild.
A workout playlist that matches your heart rate.
Whoa.
Music to calm you down that knows when you're stressed.
That's amazing, but also a little creepy.
It is. It's like music becomes this reflection of what's going on outside us.
Is that where companies like MelodyBox AI are headed? Because their marketing's all about making money from the music.
Right now they are, but the tech itself has way more potential.
Okay. Like what?
Think video games.
Right. I'm a gamer, so I'm listening.
Soundtracks that change with the game, real time.
That's so cool.
Super immersive, right? Or
Yeah.
scoring movies.
Okay.
The AI could compose to match the emotions of the story.
Whoa.
Even adjust on the fly based on how the audience is reacting.
That's incredible. Like the AI was almost a co-creator then, right?
Yeah, a partner in the art.
But does that mean human musicians matter less? That's the thing I keep coming back to.
It's a huge question, and there's no easy answer.
Right.
But here's another way to think about it.
Okay.
What if AI doesn't replace musicians, but changes what it means to be one?
I like that.
Look at photography.
Uh-huh.
Digital cameras didn't kill off photographers,
True.
but the skills you need changed.
Right. It's less about the technical stuff.
Less about developing film, exactly.
And more about composition, telling a story.
Capturing that human elements that AI just can't replicate yet.
So you're saying musicians become more like directors, guiding the AI, adding their own touch.
That's one possibility, or maybe totally new jobs appear.
Like what?
AI trainers, people who specialize in teaching the AI-specific styles, emotions, giving it its own musical personality.
It's like the whole industry gets reshaped.
Yeah, it's not just the music changing, it's everything around it.
I can already see some folks getting nervous about this.
Oh, absolutely. Change is scary, especially with art. It's so personal.
And some of those worries are valid, right?
Yeah, we got to be careful about ending up with like a ton of generic, soulless AI music.
No one wants that.
Got to make sure that human connection isn't lost.
Right?
And we got to watch out for AI being used to manipulate people.
Yeah, like propaganda, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But so it's not about just blindly saying AI is the future, let's go. We got to be smart about it.
100%. The future isn't set in stone. It's made by the choices we make.
That's a good point.
Do we use AI's potential but handle the risks? See it as a partner, not a replacement? Those are the questions we got to wrestle with.
This deep dive, man. More questions than answers, but in a good way.
I know, right?
I'm excited about the possibilities. I want to hear those crazy AI concert jams.
Me too.
But we got to make sure human creativity doesn't get lost in the code.
Well said. I think that's what we got to remember.
It's not about just predicting the future. It's about making it.
Exactly.
Whether we're listening, creating, just existing in the world, we all play a part.
In making sure AI music makes life better, not worse.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks.
So to everyone listening, keep your ears open, stay curious, don't be afraid to explore this new musical world.
We're all figuring this out together.
You might even help create the future soundtrack of the world, who knows?
And remember, use that critical thinking. It's your best tool.
That wraps up our deep dive into AI music. It's been a wild ride. Thanks for joining us.